Let's take a look right now at some of the stocks on the move today. It's our movers, our stock movers. I'm Tom Keene with Paul Sweeney joining us. Just back from Lululemon. Bloomberg's Lisa Mateo. Lisa, what do you have?
You know it. Since you mentioned it, we'll start with retail, okay? This is like an upbeat sign because other retailers, we've heard it. They've been pointing to economic uncertainty. But then you have Urban Outfitters. Their shares have been up as much as 19%. What they reported was double-digit sales growth in the first quarter. What are analysts saying? They're noting the strength in the namesake Urban Outfitters brand, but it also owns brands like Anthropologie, Free People. Analysts also positive about their margin expansion. Bloomberg Intelligence, though, does say the one setback is that Free People brand. It's a comparable sales growth was a little bit below estimates, but all other categories were up.
Yeah.
The CEO, what does the CEO say, right? That's what people want to know. They say their customers, they're resilient. They continue to shop. There's no signs of a slowdown.
Stop the show. Stop stock movers right now. Paul, you said it best. The restaurants are packed.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're saying retail's like, okay.
Well, I think
That's what they're
being
saying.
a retail analyst, I think it's as hard as being a biotech analyst. I have no idea how they do it. And for retail, you have to judge fashion. Like, how do you do that? I don't know. I mean, it's not just PE ratio and earnings and stuff. You got to I think this is going to sell this season.
And then it's price too, because the CEO
That's why
always
Dana
said that they're
Telsley
raising
is
the
so good,
prices
because she
of
has
some
a
of their
feel
things.
for what people want to
I just
buy.
got an email from Brockton here, and he says, get back on stock movers. Okay, too much chat. Next stock movers.
You got it. So AT&T, the big news here is that it agreed to buy the consumer fiber operations of Lumen Technologies. The price tag, $5.75 billion. So what that does, it expands its broadband services in cities like Denver, in Las Vegas.
Really?
So you have shares of AT&T. They've been up slightly, but Lumen really seeing a good boost from this. Their shares have been up as much as 10%. So we'll see how this could help them kind of expand the broadband service.
Telephone, 10-year total return, 6.9% per year.
JP Morgan advising AT&T, Morgan Stanley advising Lumen Technology. So the House of Morgan getting paid.
There you go.
That's what I do. The first thing I see at M&A
You
trades,
like,
I go
first do the deal.
to
You look at
MAGO and see which one of my
Do
buddies
they
are
make a
getting
lot
paid.
of money on a small transaction
Sure,
like that? Or
yeah.
they just keep
Especially
you
on the
busy?
sell side. You want to represent the sell side, you get a bigger fee on the sell side.
Who's selling? The Lumen
Yeah,
people.
Lumen.
so you want to get that side.
You
of the
want to
trade.
get Lumen, not
But if you're
AT&T.
JP Morgan, AT&T is a house account for you. So
Do they have interns doing this transaction or like senior people?
senior people make the phone call and then you just dump it down.
Dump it to the senior-
Dump it down on people like me, and I
Did you
stay all
have pizza
weekend.
7 days in a row at 8
absolutely,
p.m.?
and Pop Tarts.
Brockton just emails in. He says, get back on stock movers. What's next?
Okay, software company Snowflake. Their shares have been up about
this is
10%
killing me.
before the
So names are companies,
who is
Snowflake.
Snowflake, right? Okay, so let me break it down for you. Snowflake, they make software to ingest, analyze data from a variety of sources. Who's their competition? Other vendors like Databricks, not sure if you've heard of them, but also cloud infrastructure providers like Microsoft, Alphabet's Google. So that's who their competition is. So it gave this strong outlook for sales. It followed the launch. It had a big, huge lineup of new products over the last year. If you want the specifics, product revenue expected to increase 25% to as much as $1.04 billion in the quarter ending in July. It also raises full year forecast. Profit revenue to about $4.33 billion from $4.28 billion.
Right. Paul, help me here. 40 buys, 11 holds, 1 sell. I'm shocked. Dan Ives of Wedbush has an outperform in pretty much a top tick target of 230. 190 up to 230. That's still some room to move.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
What does
Long
Snowflake
technology.
Technology, exactly. Software company. So, yes.
Software.
They do have. But their competition, Microsoft, Alphabet, Google, too. So